Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I was just thinking, I've noticed there's things, I'm trying to figure out what is it that controls my life. What gets me to go this direction or that direction? The choices that I make. Like I say, I've had all kinds of businesses. So I've owned businesses. I take personal responsibility. I've had employees that I've been paying. These people take care of their families. So what I've been doing has been really pretty massive. When you look at things on an individual level. Now, yeah, I'm no Gates, I haven't done all this kind of weird stuff. But I have done all kinds of stuff. And I was thinking, I do right now what I do, and I don't do much of it, is the Hoi Chi. Because I enjoy good health, and that's opened the door. My good health has opened the door for me to do all kinds of things. And so, and that's one of the reasons why I got into Hoi Chi, is when I started getting older, I started getting all these kind of things that, sicknesses and weaknesses and tired and stuff like that. Things that never happened to me before. So I was trying to figure out what it was, and that's when I learned personal responsibility. What is it that I've done to myself, or what I haven't done? And now, like I say, I'm doing my exercises. I run around this building and, this stuff. And yeah, I'm still getting old, but I can still do it, And so I started thinking, what is it why do I get into certain businesses and not others? I've got a problem. The first thing is I don't like people telling me what to do. And it's because I'm a moral person. I do things right. I believe in the Constitution. The Constitution lays things out mainly to tell the government what they can do. But it limits the government, so then that gives me more responsibility. I mean, the government doesn't tell me what to do. And this is the problem that we've been having, and that's between the propaganda that we're fed all the time and the reality that we don't get. I get more reality than most people. Why? Because I'm out. I get out, I see people, I talk to people, and not just the people right here that surrounds me. I mean, I get out. And it was funny because they got a Halloween place over here. And I thought, oh, hey, I'll take on the job, for a month or two working at this Halloween place, because I like Halloween. That's kind of a fun celebration, so. And then I saw on there, you have to wear a mask. And, okay, now we're back to the mask thing. Why? Is this something that I can do that's going to improve my life some way or another? And is it something that I can do that somebody else will, hey, here, and they're going to pay me to do this, and like I say, it doesn't. I mean, people don't benefit from it. If they benefit from it, they would pay people. You would pay me to wear a mask when I'm around you, but you don't. And so then, in other words, if you're wearing a mask, you're lame because you think that the mask is protecting you. And I don't believe, unless you're sick, if you're sick, well then yeah, you're kind of protecting me, but you shouldn't be out if you're sick. So in other words, if we're taking personal responsibility, you don't need a mask. You need to be healthy. And then when you're healthy, you don't get sick. And then when you are sick, you don't get out and spread it among other people. That's not a moral thing to do. And and it's like the same thing, you know, you're getting jabbed. It's the same thing. I don't understand how this is anything moral or constitutional. And there isn't any. Now, the thing is, I'll tell you, I've known, I don't know where Rex is, but I've had a problem with authority, well, since Vietnam, for sure. But the thing is, I don't like it when people think they have the authority over me. Like I say, I've had businesses that I run, and I'm able to make money on it. And then some businesses you get inspected and stuff, but a lot of it, in the old days, a lot of that stuff was just, you know, to make sure you're safe. You don't employees aren't put into a difficult situation where they could get hurt and this type of stuff. But they don't really come in and tell you how to run your business. Now they're telling you how to run your business. You know, oh, you got to wear a mask. You know, you got to get that jab. You got to do all that. Okay, you know why? Why? Where does any data says that that's a good thing? There isn't any. Now you can find immoral scientists, immoral doctors that will say this stuff. And media, we already know the media is all messed up, and they'll say anything. So they'll tell you, but they don't tell you how many people don't take the jab, don't wear a mask, they don't do this stuff. They don't tell you that. You know, it's all promoting to do it, and they make you do it in school. You know, I mean, they make you do it. Why? When you're a little kid, why would you wear a mask? You know, I mean, this stuff is just too insane for me to believe this kind of crap. And I thought, for me, I say I'd like to work at the Halloween place, but like I say, you gotta wear a mask. No, you're gonna make me do things that has nothing to do with safety, with you know, well, anything. I don't know what the hell that has to do. It has to do with nothing other than being so stupid that you blindly follow. And the reason you blindly is because there's no facts behind anything. There's no reason for it. I mean, this is man trying to tell you to do something. Okay, I learned a long time ago, man isn't the best follower. I mean, best leader. I mean, this isn't the one that say, oh, Mr. So-and-so, you tell me what to do, I will do it. I'll change my life. And yeah, no, it doesn't work that way. Man makes mistakes. You know, so this is why I'm a God kind of guy. I mean, this is somebody, I like to go on somebody that knows what's going on. And so, with that, I'm limited on what I can do. When it gets too much going to try to tell me what to do, and then I don't want to get in that business. If I'm in the business, right now I've been trying to get into business, but I can't because there's too many airheads that they don't know anything. And I say, there's too many of them. They're around me. I know how to take care of it. They're all wusses. But I say, we don't want to take care of it yet. When the time comes, people are going to get fed up. They're going to get smart enough, and they're going to figure out they don't need to do all this stuff. And then they're going to raise hell. And when the people raise hell, it's going to be terrible. But it's funny because the last storefront business I had was a supper club. I had it for 14 years. And you know what it was that got me out of it? We had a thing where they come in first in the late 90s, and they said, well, you need a no smoking table. You know, I mean, you can smoke in this whole place, but you need a table over here where there's no smoking, you know. And I thought, well, okay. And so you got to remember, I'm what, 30? No, I was about 40. I was getting close to 50, mid 40s. And so here I am thinking, oh, well, you know, yeah, all I got to do is just, you know, one table, you know, no big deal. And then so I did that. The next year, they came back and they said, well, now it's not one table. You need to have half of your tables are non-smoking. And then, well, by then I'm a little smarter because I was trying to figure out how does one table work. You know, I mean, they're still going to get smoke. And so I ended up, when he said half, and I said, okay, now wait a minute, I'm a little not too smart, and it takes me a while to understand. Now, you're saying that half of my restaurant needs to be no smoking. And then if I did that, then you'd be really happy. And then there'd be no problem. And he said, yes, that's right. Okay, now, last year you told me one table. Now you tell me half the tables. Okay, so to make you happy, we got to do half. Okay, now next year you come back and then you say, I have to petition this off, the no smoking section. Then I need to do that then, right? And he goes, well, yeah. And I said, okay, and then the year after that, you come back and then you say, now you have to have ventilation sucking all that smoke out of the no smoking section. Then I need to do that, correct? And they said, well, yeah. And I said, well, I'll tell you, I want to tell you something right now that applies for next year and the year after and the year after that. And that's no, I'm not going to do it. And oh man, the health department really got upset over that. For me to stand up against their authority. And for one thing, this was a supper club, a lot of drinking, a lot of dancing, a lot of partying going on. And so now already my liquor is through not only the state but the federal government. So they all got a say-so in it. And now they want to start talking about the air. Well, people that drink and party and have fun, a lot of them smoke. Those are the ones that I want. You don't want to be the non-smoker. More than likely, you're not going to be much of a drinker. You're not going to be much of a partier. So then you can go to these other restaurants and do that stuff. But here in this restaurant, you can eat steak. Wow, that old greasy steak and French fries and all this nasty stuff. You can do all that here at this restaurant, you know, and if you choose. And yeah, I will admit, there's people who don't come here till once a year or something like that. But that's what I would do. I'd say no. And the inspectors always wanted to talk to my wife. Well, she's not the one that owns this place. I do. You have to come through me. And oh, they hated that. And they'd much rather talk to my wife. They said, well, she's much easier to deal with. Hey. And so so they tried to blame me. It's me. And I'm blaming them. Because for one thing, I don't understand how that they have any authority when it comes to something like smoke. How are you gonna, you know, the next thing you know, there's no smoke in here. Next thing you're gonna say, there's no smoke outside my door because the smoke might come inside the door. You know, how stupid is that? You know, or it'll be, there's no smoking on this property. You know what I mean? I mean, if I listen to them making the rules that have no justification, if I was to listen to them, then they're the ones that are controlling my business, that are running my business. Okay, so I'm not going to do it. Now, don't forget, at that time I was training SWAT. So if you want to use force, you have to call the SWAT. The problem is I trained their SWAT. So their SWAT didn't really want to mess with me. They're more of an intimidation factor than a bunch of guys that want to die. So they would have to go get a court order. Well, the judge comes in every week and smells the smell, has a drink, has a steak, really enjoys himself, some dancing and stuff like that. So it was tough. I was very uncooperative. My job is to cooperate and help my clientele. If my clientele thought that smoke was bad, then I wouldn't have smoke. But they like smoke. My clientele did. So in other words, I don't like being told what to do. And my wife knew that I don't put up with that stuff. So she says, well, okay, we're gonna move to Guatemala. And it was okay. I was all right. It was, she thought going to Guatemala, can't speak the language and all the different culture and stuff like that. She thought that'd be really rough on me. It wasn't rough on me at all. I really enjoyed it. But like I say, you would think those people don't take personal responsibility, and they really don't. But their lives is a very simple life, and they don't dial 911, snitch on other people. So you do have to protect yourself because, like I say, they don't dial 911. And so I kind of fit in with all that kind of stuff. And that's one reason why here in the United States we're weak, is the people say, well, I'm too stupid to handle this, so I'll call the police. I'll call 911 on anything. If somebody collapses there on the ground, I'll go over and help them. Most people will dial 911 because they're too stupid to do anything. That's what I'm saying. You have to take personal responsibility. You have to understand morals, and the Constitution gives us certain rights. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.